Hujambo na karibu to another episode of Swahili Made Easy. My name is Dr. Karen Wanjiru Stringer, creator of the LSN Swahili Made Easy app. For comprehensive courses, accountability, and community, feel free to download the app from your favorite app stores. Without much further ado, let's get to our lesson today. We are building on making those simple sentences, but we are expanding them a little bit. Now, if we want to show that an action was done to someone, like I cooked for, or I read to, or I wrote to, and so on and so forth, we're going to need an object, okay? And in Swahili, an object needs to be represented in our sentence. You know the way we said a subject needs a letter to represent it in a verb? So like ni, u, a. We also need an object infix to represent that object in a sentence, okay? So subject prefixes come at the beginning of the word, and then our tense follows, and now our object infix, it's called an infix because it comes within the verb, okay? So now we are moving from STV to STOV. Now, I'm going to show you how that looks like using our table here. I don't want you to get overwhelmed at this moment because by the time we're done with our drills, this will make a lot of sense. So we have our personal pronouns, me or mimi, you or wewe, he or she, yeye. Subject prefix for those is ni. And in our example, we can say ninaona, which is I see. Now, if I was going to be the object, like you are seeing me, I would say una ni ona. So in this case, the me, you are seeing me, is coming in the middle of the verb. This is how you're showing that there was an object of that sentence. Like you saw me being the object. Now, subject prefix for you is u. For instance, unaona, you are seeing. Now, if he saw you, in this case, you are becoming the object, it would be anakuona. Do not confuse this ku with the like an infinite version of a verb. This is the ku representing you, okay? So anakuona. He or she, subject prefix, a. Anaona, which means he sees. Now, if I wanted to say I am seeing him, in which case the him now is an object, I would need an M, and I would say nina muona. So, not to confuse you, but why is this W here? Well, even though the M here does not have a U, it does have an invisible U just because it's a Bantu mu, okay? Over time, that mu has disappeared and M has been left. However, when we are speaking, it still impacts how things are working. So I would end up saying nina muona, but Swahili does not like double vowels, so that mo turns into a W. Okay, so this is just how language changes over time with pronunciation. Ninamwona is coming from that invisible U after the M because that's just a characteristics of Bantu languages. You're going to see this over and over again. So if you see that, don't worry about where it's coming from. That is the reason. Now, I know this is a lot, but I want you to let go of any pressure you're feeling because our drill is going to help us internalize this. You saw me. So me is the object. Uliniona. I put this in capital so that you can see where it is. Uliniona. He told me this morning. So once again, me is the object. Aliniambia leo asubuhi. Aliniambia leo asubuhi. I did not tell you. You now is the object. Siku huambia. And this first ku here is negation of past tense because remember what we said, when you're negating past tense, the li turns to ku. Now, siku huambia. He will not show you the house. Hata kuonyesha nyumba. Hata kuonyesha nyumba. I have not cooked for him. Sijampikia. Sijampikia. You will not see me later. Hautaniona baadaye. Hautaniona baadaye. So you might wondering, why is this ni coming here? Because first of all, we have this negation for you, and then we have our tense, and then now our object infix is coming in. I will read the letter for you. Nitakusomea barua. Nitakusomea barua. I will welcome him to my house. Nitamkaribisha nyumbani kwangu. Nitamkaribisha nyumbani kwangu. I paid for his ticket. Nilimlipia tiketi. Nilimlipia tiketi. Note the air and ear. You're gonna learn about it tomorrow. So please feel free to listen to this drill as many times as you need. Stop, take notes if you need to, and then let your brain lead the way by you giving it the input that it needs. Remember, a pressurized brain does not learn, but a relaxed brain does its thing. Trust the process, and I promise you, these things will soon become second nature. I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. For community comprehensive courses and otherwise to work with me, feel free to visit the description box to find out all the fun ways we can work together. I hope to see you on our next episode.